Hi everybody, my name is Nicola. I'm one of the Pigro co-founder. Let me share my presentation. So, Pigro helps people find a clear cut answer inside the ever-growing knowledge bases of their organization. Pigo means lazy in Italian and comes from a very famous sentence of Bill Gates. I choose a lazy person to do a hard job because that person will find an easy way to do it. So Pigo wants to be the easiest way to automatically retrieve a clear-cut answer for any digital content, but that means getting the most out of your company's knowledge base. Let's talk about the problem. Corporates create a huge amount of content every year for different purposes, containing the answer to user questions. This valuable content is this kind of digital content are structured, scattered, changing over time, and finally highly accessible. So Pigro makes every document and every content inside the document accessible in natural language automatically. How does it work? First of all, Pigro imports and updates every type of web page of this document from any external repository without any effort from the organization. Then Pigro creates dynamically a natural language queryable model based on knowledge base imported in previous step. So the output is a knowledge retrieval algorithm that provides a clear-cut answer picked from the knowledge base without the need to read tons of content. You insert your question, you make your question in natural language, and the system will retrieve the detailed content that can answer to your question about what you are looking for, of course. So Pigro is based on two automation pillars. The first pillar is the content always updating, so the automating import from any external repository. And the second automation is the instant retraining every time we import a new document, a new content. That means that you can make questions in natural languages and get as output a snippet of text contextual to the question you have just made. So Pigro, this means a really fast setup time. That means that you don't need an effort for the system maintenance, and you don't need to invest people time, so your employee time for the system. This is the competitive scenario. Pigro is different because, of course, is as I told before, is based on two pillars, on two automation. That means low setup times and low maintenance time. The market, we are in knowledge management market. The market is expected to be around $500 million within the 2027, so a really big market. And here are some of our customers. We are a B2B startup, and we work with corporates basically. Here you can see someone like Sky Italy, BNP Paribas, BNL, in detail MSC Cargo, the cargo division of MSC Cruiser. And in these cases, we helped this organization to automate it, to improving the productivity of their help desk operations. The revenue model, we have an activation cost and an annual fee. Some traction, our expected revenue for this year is around 400,000 euros, and 50% comes from recurrent revenue, so from annual fee. The sales cycle is 5 months because, of course, as we deal with big corporates, as you can understand, the sales cycle is quite long. And finally, our founders, Niccolò Magnanini, who is the person who invented the algorithm, the Pigoro algorithm, so an expert developer. Me, I've been working more than 20 years in multinationals, in operations, sales and marketing. Our expert in artificial intelligence with master in data science, Ahmed Mustafa. And let me underline our advisor, Pancrase Teutari. He has been working since 15 years in Silicon Valley. He founded 4 startups. He is an expert in product development. Thank you for your attention. So if you have any question, okay, thank you very much for your attention, and I hope to see you the next time for next year in presence. Have a nice day.
Buongiorno a tutti, sono Michele Romagnoli, CEO e co-founder di Ti Assisto 24. Oggi ho la possibilità di presentarvi quella che è diventata una driver service platform come Ti Assisto 24. La nostra storia inizia con la gestione dei microservizi per il driver, per appunto il mercato B2C, avendo appunto esperienza su tutti i vari, su tanti aspetti legati alla gestione dei veicoli. La nostra app B2C oggi fornisce già una serie di servizi importanti, come ad esempio il punto 24, ma ne parleremo tra un po' in modo più approfondito, scadenze e documenti, pagamenti online avendo integrato il sistema di pagamenti di NLX, tagliandi e revisioni con diversi operatori del settore automotive e anche nel settore assicurativo con prodotti legati ad esempio al soccorso stradale, fino ad arrivare alla comparazione delle tariffe RC Auto. Ma il nostro asset più importante è quella che appunto è la Driver Service Platform, ovvero una piattaforma che permette di aggregare attraverso microservizi end-to-end basati su intelligenza artificiale, bot ed altri sistemi, dei servizi vengono forniti appunto da service partners, in modo tale da offrire poi questi microservizi sia all'utenza privata, ma in particolar modo attraverso un'infrastruttura API anche al mondo corporate, quindi ai clienti finali del settore B2B. È una nuova piattaforma scalabile, aperta e basata su standard di mercati, quindi abbiamo la scalabilità garantita da Google Cloud Platform, un'infrastruttura API con gli standard RESTful, fino ad avere elementi di intelligenza artificiale. Ma vediamo l'applicazione, la nostra killer application, che oggi ci sta dando tante soddisfazioni, ovvero Help Multe 24, che è un algoritmo basato su intelligenza artificiale, supportato anche da una rete di esperti che valuta la multa se è legittimo o meno. Oggi l'abbiamo già fornita ad un partner importantissimo come ARAG Italia, alla Federazione Motociclisti Italiana, ma lo vedremo presente prossimamente anche nell'ecosistema Telepass. Come funziona? È molto semplice, basta scattare la foto alla multa, un OCR basato su intelligenza artificiale e insieme al nostro bot Iliot conferma i dati grazie appunto al nostro assistente virtuale, si ottiene uno scoring di ricorribilità e l'utente può decidere se pagare o fare ricorso. È un'applicazione appunto che facile, potente, scalabile, e appunto perché è basata su delle API ricche, orientate fortemente sulla privacy e completamente documentate, che saranno anche presenti in modo integrato con i principali sistemi di messaggistica. Questa piattaforma, questo servizio ci ha dato importanti riconoscimenti, come ad esempio ARAG ha vinto un premio importante con il servizio che loro hanno denominato Check Multa, ad esempio nella competition dell'Italy Insurance Forum, e siamo stati citati appunto tra le 100 realtà leader nel settore InsurTech da Forbes. Ma qual è l'elemento importante della nostra piattaforma? Cioè quello di poter scalare su tutti e tre i settori, cioè il B2B, il B2C attraverso la nostra app, quindi la nostra community, passando attraverso ad esempio gli operatori dell'autoriparazione, quindi small business locali, fino appunto poi ad impacchettare con le API i servizi alle corporate e realizzare veramente i grandi numeri. Quali sono? Noi oggi abbiamo oltre 50.000 utenti, 47.000 veicoli, abbiamo gestito oltre 5.000 multe e abbiamo un network di operatori locali di 650 officine. Ogni settore che abbracciamo ha un proprio business model, quindi questa è la forza e la flessibilità della nostra piattaforma. Quindi abbiamo un business model per il settore B2B, uno per il consumer, fino ad arrivare appunto a modelli ad abbonamento con un CRM per le officine. Il nostro è un team che appunto ha oltre 20 anni di esperienza nel settore automotive e assicurativo e ci permette di veramente poter affrontare il mercato che è variegato, quello della mobilità, quindi con diversi tipi di attori. Ma siamo anche diciamo fortemente orientati al lancio di nuovi servizi, come ad esempio l'applicazione dell'intelligenza artificiale ai documenti per una profilazione assicurativa. Ad esempio già abbiamo rilasciato il nostro Documentai, che ci permette di estrarre importanti informazioni dal libretto di circolazione, dalla patente, dal contratto assicurativo, al fine poi di arricchire sempre di più diciamo, la base dati e ottenere una profilazione estremamente elevata e poter offrire ai nostri partner assicurativi, ad esempio, proposte di prodotti e servizi tailor made. Abbiamo lanciato il cantiere per il riconoscimento dei dati del veicolo attraverso, ad esempio, la semplice foto della targa, e c'è anche un cantiere aperto in termini di concept. Qui siamo veramente molto molto avanti, cioè la possibilità di ottenere, di unire la potenza dell'analisi, ad esempio nel caso della multa, attraverso l'interazione vocale, e quindi anticipare un evento multa e quindi la violazione nel momento in cui il driver è alla guida appunto di un veicolo. Questo è un concept, ad esempio, che abbiamo presentato ad un evento di Ford Europa. È tutto, vi ringrazio, vi invito a visitare il nostro sito corporateplatform.tiassisto24.it. Sono a vostra disposizione per qualsiasi chiarimento. Bene, grazie a tutti per la vostra attenzione e buona visione del nostro sito. Arrivederci.
Hi, everyone. Dennis from Whip here. Excited to be back here at Moto Valley event. Want to give you a quick introduction about Whip, but not so much talk about our company, but about some trends in the market that I think and we think will impact everybody in the dealership, OEM space, and all the ecosystem around. So Whip is a mobile-first digitalization platform focused on dealerships. We're based in Kuala Lumpur. We have 31 people, full SaaS platform for our customers, 17 in tech development, the rest are in product and customer success. A whole team is based in KL. We don't outsource anything. Really excited to say that we have some of the world's leading dealership groups working with us. Groups like Sign Darby, one of the largest BMW dealers in the world, Vantage, Eurocars, Inchcap. So we're very excited about the product we deliver for our customers. And it's really a mobile-first digitalization platform. I'll walk you through some elements of that. But before I do that, I think it's really important that everybody understand what's going to happen in the next 12 to 24 months with car data. So the OEMs used to really hold on to car data. They sort of only made it available to their small ecosystem. All the OEMs now are monetizing that data through third-party SaaS marketplaces. Companies like High Mobility, Weiju, SmartCar, Otimo, and some of these have incredible market caps. Otimo, I think, has $1.5 billion market cap and has about $2 million of revenue, I think, by reading the press release. But what's fascinating is it shows the market potential here with the market's excited about car data. And what does this car data monetization mean for the dealership and insurance ecosystems? Well, a couple things. Number one, you're going to be able to get always on car data for probably about $5 to $6 a month. And we're talking 300 points in the car and control features, starting engine, opening the trunk, monitoring driver fatigue, miles, service check, all of that data, unlimited usage for your car for about $5, $6 a month. So I think what's going to happen very soon, and maybe the next 1 to 2 to 3 years, every driver on earth is going to be expected to be connected with their car data. You will want that data. You will want to know how your children are driving the car. You want to know the condition of the car if the miles were fiddled with at the dealership. So all of these use cases are inevitably coming. The customer will want to be connected with the vehicle. And ultimately, OEMs will prefer ecosystem players that help monetize this car data. So if you're in the dealership world, you know, the OEMs are going to want you to monetize that data with those customers. So we think a mobile-first solution is absolutely essential because you cannot deliver a car data experience through a website or, you know, through paper or something. It has to be through a mobile phone, particularly to get user consent. And then we think dealerships have an incredibly powerful role in controlling this car data experience because they have the lowest CAC to bring the customer into that ecosystem. So if I'm an insurance company, I'm just sort of worried about my insurance. If I'm a rescue repair, I'm worried about my rescue repair. The dealership has the customer coming in to buy that car and is controlling the whole journey. And what better way than to throw car data in that? So when we look at the other pain points of consumers are pressed for time. They don't have car data. They want to keep their car in a good condition. They want safety features. All of these can be addressed by combining the ecosystem in a mobile-first platform, putting the OEM, the dealer, the car, the driver, and the data all in one easy-to-access application. And that's precisely what Whip does. We're a private label, white label solution. Our brand is nowhere. It's the dealer's brand front and center or the OEM's brand front and center. But we help them deliver a great customer experience. So here's a quick sample of what we've done with car data. We've been working on some elements with Porsche. We have an icon in our ecosystem. So alongside test drive and service, the customer can hit that car data icon. They're brought into the Car Connect ecosystem, and they can do incredibly cool things. We don't have enough time to go through all of them, but very simply, if your car is connected, and there's a service alert, immediately you get an in-app notification for valet service, mobile service if the dealer wants to offer it, or fixed location appointment. I can put parental control, so I can monitor how my teenage driver is doing. Did they go past the speed limit? Are they braking hard? So incredible use cases that you can put into a dealer-based app. So, again, it's all about call to action, making the dealer the winner in that aftermarket. You can have things like track and stats, monitoring each trip. Again, all of this rich data in app and through the dealer's brand. So it really makes the dealer's brand on the phone being interacted with on a day, literally several times a day. So it changes the dealer's role in the ecosystem. And this is why we think dealers and car data, connecting those through a mobile app platform is so exciting. Really, the consumer wins here because of all their information, everything about the car, all the service, all the insurance in one easy-to-use application. All the friction is removed from car service, and there's not a requirement for the customer to ever go to the dealership store. You can buy on app, service on app. If the car needs to go to the store, you can do valet. We think this is really the future, and that's what we're providing to dealers today. The value to the dealer and the OEM is they've really digitalized their whole operations. They're not reliant on the bricks and mortar. They have a close bond with the customer, and there's literally daily or even hourly interaction between that dealer's brand, which has the car data and the service embedded in it, and the customer. So that's what we do. If there's any dealers out there, would love to talk to you. Any OEMs would love to talk to you. And thanks so much for having us again, and looking forward to see this next year in person. Thank you, everyone. If there's any questions, just shoot them over. Otherwise, I think I'm done. All right. I think no questions then. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Stay safe.
afternoon, everybody. I am Simona De Lutri, CEO and founder of Vivalery, and I want to start my presentation. Vivalery is an incubator of certified responsible talents. Is an innovative tech startup with a social vocation. We intercept, guide, and develop talents to create opportunity of sharing growth and well-being on our entire community, made of passionate companies, institutions, mentors, and young people. Our challenge is to transform the social network into an engaging and responsible learning tool that can respond to global goal for number 8, enhancing digital in a safe and responsible way to train young talent. A generation of motivated young people who, through a transversal training, hard and soft, acquires consolidated skills certified by action. The problem, we live in a world where hyper-connecting young people are more and more alone and unsure of the future. More than 1.3 million suffer of loneliness. We have more of 2 million of not engaged in employment, education, and training. In Italy, we have the young unemployment rate and school dropout highest in Europe, and the skill mismatch costs about 5 billion euros. Mission, we want so to reduce the mismatch between what companies are looking for and what young people want to give their best. Consolidate ourselves as a reliability benchmark for future orientation by offering the best of personal and professional growth experiences. Offer responsible and safe social interaction through a smart and design thinking communication. Generate social impact, improving self-motivation, business mindset, and confidence in the future through action. The solution so is to create the first opportunity marketplace that offers target training in different sectors, live experiences by interconnecting every member of our community to an open source ecosystem. The market is very huge. We have about 10 million of young people, of which about 1 million are foreign in Italy. And for example, for the training online market, the value is $46 billion. In Europe, we have an average growth of 8%. The advantages for all our community is that together we can generate a positive social impact thanks to the transfer of skills to the new generation, reduce the early high school dropout and the unemployment rate, expand an inclusive, safe, and smart communication tool. Take care of our future, supporting the growth on entrepreneurs, collaborators, and also consumers of the future to generate an active society. The innovation is called Vivalery App, a registered platform available on iOS, Android, and web mobile. Free download by users. Selected partners join the top 50 program to have access to our Business Future platform to upload exclusive contents, scouting, engagement activities, mentoring, and access to all our networking opportunities. Our method so is each step is interconnected to an opportunity. We pass from the enhancement of passions toward empowerment, in example with live chat with experts, up to lived experience of our passion team, our live events, and work experiences. So we create our circular economy, respond to each need of our community with an offer that generates well-being. Vivalery App is a platform favor a challenging and amazing experience, targeted training based on own interests and match job demand and profile skills sought after by the market. How? In a safe, smart, and social way. In collaboration with Fiona Ciacalli, the new face of innovation and technology, blogger, tech influencer, test driver, we decided to launch Tech Woman 2021 as a call dedicated to empowering young women who are passionate about tech, engineering, and digital to make their dreams come true. Just a few greetings from Fiona.
Nice to see you at the Motor Valley Fest Modena. I'm Fiona Ciacalli and I invite you to participate Tech Woman contest on Valerie app. It will be a pleasure to meet the winner. We are ready to be tech. Ciao, see you.
So our ecosystem, where everything is interconnected, is made up of companies, institutions, foundation, benefit company, experts, high schools and universities, passionate adults, and in the middle, there are always next generation. The competition, we have a large several services offered both in the field of future orientation and in the training and job placement. Valerie stands out of its uniqueness in combining entertainment growth and work opportunities with a personalized and face-to-face professional support. Valerie app is the biggest revolution in the world of social media, a responsible model allow young people and far-sighted realities that stimulates collaborative behavior, enhancing mutual growth opportunities. Our revenue model is founded by CSR, enhanced by accessing the Valerie platform, the first responsible social service network, and developing well-being programs to empower the young-oriented attitude inside the enterprises. Is networking, for example, for affiliated programs on products and services to offer to our community, and after all, empowerment, creating projects and digital events to facilitate the inclusion of young people in the job market. The roadmap we started with 1 year and a half of research. We founded in 2018 the Valerie. We launched Valerie app in 2019. Last year, we developed a lot of CSR programs, for example, Valerie at School, Vulnerability, and Valerie for Family. This year, we want to focus on new partnership and projects, and our target is to reach in 2023 1 million users. The traction, in this moment, we have more of 7,000 users and more than 300 mentoring. And with a round of 250,000, we are expecting to exponential growth due to our partnership and investor engagement to strengthen our brand awareness and improve the user experience of our platform. We hope to drag the automotive field in the Valerie world too. Our team, we are made up of different profile and expertises with an important collaboration with National Consilium of Psychologists and different experts in different fields as journalists, photographers, managers, coaches, etc. Think human, act digital. Take care of your human capital first of all. Thank you for your attention. And be free to contact us and see our website, bevalerie.com. Thank you so much for your attention, and I hope to see you again. We are waiting for you on Be Valerie World. Thank you. Bye.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Let me start the counter since we are supposed to be on time. Good to meet you all. I'm Marta Dina. I'm the founder and CEO of Ideal. Let me start by giving you some context. There is a big shift happening across many industries. It's a shift away from selling products to selling services. It's called the subscription economy. And here are examples of some of the brands that have already made that shift. And more specifically, within the automotive industry, this means car as a service, means car subscriptions, means users who are paying a flat monthly fee for a car that basically is all-inclusive. It includes the car itself, services, insurance, repairs, everything you might think of. The value of the European car as a service market is expected to triple in the next coming years, to reaching 3.8 billion by 2027. By then, it's expected that car as a service market would account for over 20% of the overall automotive market. This shift has very interesting repercussions because until now, dealers pretty much had monopoly on the distribution of mobility. This shift means that any company could, in theory, distribute car as a service. However, in practice, things are never so easy. Setting up car as a service distribution, so I'm just move this so you can read better. Setting up car as a service distribution means you need to first obtain commercial mandates from the key suppliers, figure out and learn all the complex sales processes, all the cumbersome quoting tools, skilled back office resources who are going to be wishing to distribute car as a service would take at least 12 months and a significant financial investment to set up productive distribution operations. This entire process can be greatly simplified thanks to Ideal. Ideal is a B2B2C sales enablement and distribution platform. Built with patent-pending technology, Ideal pretty much enables any company to quickly and easily sell car subscriptions to the final users. We are enabling them through their use of the platform, as well as a skilled team that's handling all the complexity of the back office. And our killer feature is a virtual sales tutor. It's an AI-powered chatbot that guides sales reps, so those interacting with the final users directly, throughout the entire process, the sales process. So basically guiding them through all the steps, and especially all the more complex steps, such as financial scoring, which can be quite complex. In terms of a business model, we are a SaaS-enabled marketplace. So we aggregate, we partner with all the different suppliers. We have offers from all the main partners on the Italian market already. And in terms of revenue streams, we have two. We generate revenue from selling the licenses, Ideal licenses, as well as from selling car subscriptions through the platform. So we make commission that we actually share with our users, with those users who actually buy the Ideal license. So who are they? They are dealers, insurance agents, utilities. We are also in discussions with retail banks. So in the future, that's going to be a very interesting direction for us as well. And those companies, in turn, are selling car subscriptions to B2B, to companies, as well as individuals. We launched Ideal exactly a year ago. As you can imagine, it's been a pretty interesting time to launch anything enabling the physical sales channel. Very satisfying. So we, in 1 year, we generated over 150,000 in revenue from the we also partnered with Agenti Allianz. It's an association aggregating over 2,000 insurance agents who are also partnering with Ideal to sell car subscriptions. And finally, RentMax, a leading mobility provider, broker, that's also using Ideal to reach its final customers. Just to give you a quick snapshot of car as a service across Europe and the main players. So Ideal is the only B2B2C proposition. On the left, you see our suppliers, B2B. They have their own fleet management companies and OEMs. There are predominantly working B2B, increasingly also moving towards B2C. On the B2C side, you have brokers such as Car Planner, Ideal sister company, as well as other startups, including Italian Broom Broom, that's actually moved from being a broker, is now in a shift towards becoming its own mobility provider with its own fleet. Market potential. Market potential, we're looking at from two perspectives. Overall addressable market, it's 9 million new cars registered across 6 European markets every year, worth almost 250 billion euros. We're more specifically concentrating on the cars as a service space, car subscriptions. Across the 6 markets, we're looking at over 3 million car subscriptions a year, worth 85 billion euros. After Italy, Ideal will go to Spain and France, where we see most potential and very interesting market conditions, very similar to Italy. And there we intend to capture 15% market share. Core team. I'm very fortunate to be working on this with an amazing group of people. Our overall team is 8. Joining me as a core team is Federico, head of technology, background in technology consulting and working on some automotive related projects. Raniero with a great track record in sales across the digital automotive space. Georgia on the back office and customer care, also with automotive experience. My background, I'm originally Polish. I've been in Italy for 10 years. I spent all my entire life living abroad. I have an MBA from INSEAD, and then most of my career has been focused on digital marketing and running digital startups. So as a core team, we're definitely planning to make it happen. So in terms of next milestones, Ideal will launch within the banking sector by 2022, and then by 23, we intend to become the largest broker in Italy. That means over 2,000 contracts per year, and scale internationally to France and Spain by 2024. And this is my timer. So thank you. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and hopefully can continue the conversation. Let me see if there's some questions. I'll stop sharing now. Okay, I think. Okay. Well, thank you very much, everybody, and looking forward to talking to you and continuing the conversation. Have a good day.
Salve a tutti. Ok, salve a tutti, mi chiamo Riccardo Dinisio e rappresento la startup innovativa Discover. Discover nasce, ho preparato delle slide e penso che si vedano. Ok. Discover nasce nel 2019 come la startup innovativa e alla fine del 2019 su dei progetti per sviluppare dei progetti in particolare di intelligenza artificiale con l'obiettivo di sbloccare il potenziale dei dati all'interno delle aziende. Attualmente abbiamo dei progetti in essere con Fameccanica, Fater e Sevel e in particolare le aree di interesse sono queste 4. Lavoriamo in ambito di manutenzione predittiva, la gestione degli errori che vengono compiuti su una catena di montaggio come per esempio in Sevel, sull'energy management e sistemi di raccomandazione della produzione che imparano dal passato per gestire gli assenteismi. Nell'ambito della manutenzione predittiva abbiamo sviluppato, siamo in fase di scalabilità perché è un'applicazione che nasce in ambito SaaS, è capace di acquisire oltre 4.000 tags ogni 200 millisecondi che provengono dai sensori di un impianto industriale. Questi dati vengono trasferiti sul cloud dove avvengono elaborazioni di machine learning. Una volta che il modello viene testato, viene rispedito sull'Edge e sull'Edge viene effettuata una analisi, una previsione in real time e quando il sistema si accorge di una anomalia che sta per sopraggiungere è capace di creare una retroazione controllata sul PLC della macchina in maniera tale da evitare che sopraggiunga l'anomalia. L'abbiamo testato nel corso del 2020 e i nostri modelli riescono a performare a riconoscere oltre il 90% delle anomalie con praticamente 0% dei falsi positivi e riusciamo a cogliere quasi tutte le anomalie. Un altro ambito in cui noi lavoriamo è l'Human Error Management. Qui, in particolare per Sevel, abbiamo studiato un meccanismo che è capace di apprendere dal passato e prevenire un errore di montaggio, che significa che quando sta arrivando un furgone da montare, per ogni postazione viene calcolata la probabilità che un determinato particolare venga erroneamente montato. In quel caso viene allarmato il team leader e il team leader è capace di sopravvisionare lui il montaggio e assicurare che quel particolare venga montato in maniera corretta. Anche qui abbiamo testato il meccanismo all'interno della produzione e abbiamo ottenuto oltre il 90% anche qui di reale previsione. Attualmente la sfida è quella di embeddare questo algoritmo che abbiamo preparato in maniera tale che possa in real time suggerire le anomalie e quindi correggere supportare l'operatore nel corretto montaggio del particolare. Un altro ambito in cui lavoriamo, in cui Discover si sta specializzando, è quello dell'energy management. Riusciamo a lanciare dei job in real time, che sono capaci di collegarsi su degli impianti industriali che sono geolocalmente distribuiti e condurre un'analisi dei consumi energetici in maniera tale da essere in grado di migliorare l'efficienza produttiva, l'efficienza dei consumi e consegnare delle reportistiche automatiche direttamente al manager o comunque al gestore al responsabile della macchina. Anche tutte queste soluzioni sottolineo che sono state progettate in ottica SaaS con la tecnologia Kubernetes, che ci consente di poter distribuire e ottenere una scalabilità delle applicazioni che possono essere replicate su più impianti contemporaneamente. Un ultimo ambito in cui noi che stiamo sviluppando sempre per Sevel è la capacità di poter dimensionare le squadre lavorative che lavorano sui turni di produzione in maniera dinamica e ogni giorno, cioè ogni mattina ci possono essere delle assenze e il controller che deve distribuire il carico di lavoro potrebbe perdere da 1 alle 2 ore nel tentativo di assemblare le mancanze all'interno di una squadra. Bene, siccome le assenze possono dipendere da tanti fenomeni, noi abbiamo creato un algoritmo che è in grado di imparare dal passato e quindi ogni giorno in real time, prima dell'arrivo della squadra, siamo in grado di prevedere il tasso di assenteismo e automaticamente il sistema riesce a dimensionare le squadre lavorative. E i vantaggi attualmente sono collegati con il fatto che noi siamo iscritti nella gestione delle camere di commercio come una startup innovativa e di conseguenza possiamo vantare di un credito di imposta del 150% con abbattimenti fiscali molto interessanti da parte delle imprese. Quello che cerchiamo è la possibilità di avere dei partner che riescono a finanziare lo startup in maniera tale da rendere veloce la scalabilità delle soluzioni che noi abbiamo già testato e quindi da svilupparle e da renderle scalabili il prima possibile. Se non ci sono domande, ringrazio della disponibilità e saluto a tutti.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Arcangelo Merla from Next to You. Guess you can see my slides. Okay. Next to you is a startup born as a spin-off of the University of Chieti Pescara, Department of Neuroscience, Imaging and Clinical Science, of which I was former director. Next to you, technology recognizes human emotion and state of mind. The way we do that is by using a combination of thermal infrared imaging with artificial intelligence approach. And our systems are at the forefront of affective computing technology and human-machine interaction. Our systems are typically used in affective computer domain, automotive, robotics, and aerospace applications. As for the automotive solutions, our products are based on a strong neuroscience background. Our in-cabin technology detects emotion states by touchless sensing of human physiology. This is very important because the standard so far used is to recognize affective state and emotion by analysis of human behaviors like facial expressions, while we look at the physiology which is behind our emotions. We do that by using small thermal cameras installed in cabin, and thanks to our algorithms, we are able to extract a series of physiological parameters that can feed a classifier that provide us with the synthetic reports about emotional state of the driver or of the occupants. Our research has been granted by EU thanks to the Excel Ilios project and by the Italian MUR-PON project thanks to the HADAS project. Our systems, therefore, are able to perform real-time affective computing. We can count on non-contact and non-invasive sensing technology. We are able to use customized thermal infrared imaging and visible HD imaging OEMs. We use proprietary data extraction processing modules. And the nice thing with our technology is its scalability and its integration with other sensing technologies. The integration is perfectly fitted. As you can see in this picture, our small thermal camera can easily be installed in the dashboard of any car. Our technology comes from the aeronautics field. The Next2 driver monitoring system integrates our technology tested together with the Leonardo helicopters and tested on more than 300 hours of recording on military pilots, where the challenging of detecting emotional state and especially cognitive workload is very tough. And all the processing should be done in real time into operative conditions. And autopilot system of the helicopter must be informed in real time about the state of the pilot, so to take the proper action together with the suggestion from the ground personnel. Our systems, the infrared stress monitoring system developed for the aeronautics, has been also endorsed by the NATO Science Technical Office. As for the monitoring of drivers and occupant psychophysiology, the kind of parameters that we are able to measure with our technique is the temperature, breathing rate, and modulation, the pseudomotor activity, the metabolic activity of the individuals, the vascular tone, and neuroautonomic modulation. These physiological processes can be integrated into classifier for automatic thermal comfort, drowsiness, stress and arousal detection, drunkenness, wellness, but also to provide with biophilic, bioidentity, adaptive car, HMI, and user experience. Few words about our company. I said we are a tech spin-off from University of Pescara. So far, we raised more than 2 million euros in funding by EU and national R&D grants. Our team is multidisciplinary and gender balanced, composed of both experts and young talented professionals. We have a very well covered IP, and we are generating on average an annual revenue to the tune of 500,000 euros per year. This is the theme. As you can see, I work as scientific director thanks to my expertise longer than 20 years as director of research labs. And on my side, there is Gianfranco Latiano, which has more than 20 years of experience with company management. All our team is composed by young and talented researchers. We are so far tier one for a number of world leader customers in the several fields of action for NextU, as I said, aerospace, robotics, and automotive and affective computing. What we are searching? We are searching investment to cover the last mile to launch the NextU driver monitoring system. Therefore, we are searching for funds, but also for industrial partner able to support us with market network, market empowerment, and production plant. Thank you for your attention. I am available for your question in case. Thank you so much. Okay, since there are no questions, thank you for your attention. Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Daniel Spar. I'm COO for Stream Analyze. We're a software firm that provides streaming analytics on your devices. This can be any kind of vehicle, it can be a machine, it can be a chainsaw, you name it. And today we're going to be talking about continuous product development with the use of us and how we believe that we do this better than Tesla. Well, let's start at framing Tesla and why I use them as an example. Well, Tesla sort of set a standard for the vehicle industry in terms of that, vehicles should be electrical, they should be powerful, and they should be software on wheels. And one example in terms of continuous development was when Tesla launched their Model 3, and they had a review from one of the US magazines saying, great car, but the braking distance is kind of long. Tesla's response to that was somewhat along the lines of try again, because what they had done is overnight, they had actually pushed out a new version of the braking algorithms, allowing them to improve that. So when they retried this, obviously it was working better and they got top-notch reports. So this is how you could actually save millions in recalls by being able to do continuous product development. And why is this important? Because we believe that then the time to market and continuous development of AI, because this is what all this is becoming crucial for success within the automotive industry. And it requires tools that the whole organization can use, not just programmers, but anyone to be able to see, because AI is now driving your IP. And to exemplify a little bit of how we've worked with this, we worked with one of the motor car, super motor car manufacturers, and what they wanted to be able to do is they wanted to be able to provide enhanced customer experiences and being able to do this continuously with their vehicles. And one thing they did is by installing our software platform, allowed them to actually query how their customers were actually using their cars. And that to them gave them customer insights and product insights that they could feed back into their continuous development. But also being able to use our platform to push out new services, new features directly onto the cars, and therefore creating a more continuous development and enhanced experience throughout their whole product cycle. So how would this look like? We have a product called SA Engine. We install this directly onto your vehicle, whatever it might be. But once you have it installed, it allows you and your organization to query any vehicle interactively based on any of the sensor data that's going on that particular vehicle. But it also allows you to build and deploy an AI model directly onto the vehicle. And this can include financial models as well. And you can run multiple models there in parallel. And this is, we're not going to go through all this, but it shows you a few of the use cases that we typically work with, creating alarms to the drivers, providing insights to engineers to build new models and deploy those, giving it a window for your fleet insight to understand what's happening to a full fleet, knowing which vehicles were working as they should and which are having problems, but also providing a good tool for your service technicians to be able to query what is going on with a particular vehicle that he needs to service before he's actually seen it. And this way you get a continuous product cycle for your vehicles moving forward. So we boasted that we're better than Tesla. Well, what we want to try and exemplify this is, Tesla does provide, and through software updates, to be able to continuously develop their vehicles. But one thing that they do is they do a firmware update in terms of technical terms. What does that mean practically? Well, it means whenever they want to do these updates, they have to, just like when you do with your mobile phone, you have to set it down, make sure it's charged, and leave it alone because it has to be turned off. And this can take tens of minutes or hours to do. And it's requiring a lot of offloading of data and uploading of this to the vehicle before it can be powered up again, and hopefully it's working. What we provide is a little bit different. We can do this on the fly. And this allows you to respond to issues instantly whenever they occur. So if you need to update, for instance, the case with the brakes, you don't have to turn it off. You can actually update on the fly if you would like to. And it also has this interactiveness of being able to query. This is something that Tesla doesn't have. You can actually drill down and understand what is the root cause of what's going on before you actually add your modified software updates to it. And this way you can have different options with A and B testing and so forth. But adding to this, something that we haven't talked about, and you can talk about me afterwards, is that we can add financial models to this. So now you can have usage-based pricing done directly on your vehicle if you would like. So this is a little bit like how we differ, but we believe we can actually do this better. And an example, this is one we did together with one of the software firms in Sweden, working within the automotive industry. So we actually had our Stream Analyze engine, sorry about that, installed on one of their nodes in the back of the car, and then have an installation up in the cloud. So this allowed them to query the vehicles interactively, accessing all their sensor data that they wanted to have, and building AI models around this. And what they did here is they could use it for validating their autonomous drive in ADAS software to see how is it performing in real traffic. And through this, they actually got a full dynamic life cycle of their software development, allowing them to get insights on how their cars are performing, updating their AD and ADAS software, and continuously developing this through our software, enabling them to do this. So our value proposition is that we believe that through us, you allow you to build better products, because through these valuable insights about your product performance and user behavior, through the edge analytics that we provide, this can give you insights to continuously develop your products. But also, if you use us to provide new features and new services, we can help shorten that time to market, because the way we work with it is it's a tool that is used for the whole organization and not something that you have to be a super programmer to work for. And it doesn't require additional hardware. It only uses the software that we provide out of the box. And this way you can extend your offering to the market by providing new features, new upgrades to your products over time with your existing hardware. And my final question to you then is, why not? So please, reach out to me and we'll have a good discussion. Thank you for your time. Thank you very much, and appreciate your time. There was no questions, and hopefully if you have any questions afterwards, please feel to reach out to me directly. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Valerio Cibrario, and I'm very happy to introduce you today Flex Structures. Flex Structures is an high-tech company that is a spin-off of Fraunhofer ITWM, a German research institute. It has been founded in 2012, and it is an independent researching small-medium enterprise. Headquarters is located in Germany, and we have other offices in Germany, in Italy, where we are in Torino, and in the US. IPS product portfolio consists of tools dedicated to product development, such as cable simulation, our digital human model, and the assembly path planner, and manufacturing, such as robot optimization and the processes of virtual paint for spray and sealing. All products can be used standalone, but since the environment is the same, they can then be used contemporary, interacting each other. For what concerns the market, we have a direct selling in Europe and in the US, while for the Asian countries, we partner with local distributors. During the remaining part of my presentation, I will concentrate on the tools of our portfolio addressed to the product development phases. Let's start first with the cable simulation, and let in particular have a look to the challenges in the automotive electrical system. In standard cars, there are up to 3.5 kilometers of different wires and wiring harness, with increased complexity in case of hybrid cars, electric driveline, and autonomous driving. And this is even more complex thinking to the problem related to the redundancy, especially used for autonomous vehicle, and certified virtual validation with ISO standard. Our solution to answer to these challenges is IPS cable simulation, a leading technology tool for simulating flexible parts, such as wires, wiring harness, hoses, and so on. It is physically correct because material properties and gravity effects are both considered. And it performs real-time simulation on standard computer, while it is also even fully integrated with virtual reality. In the video that follows here, you can have a look on what is possible to obtain with this kind of tool. That in particular, we have used in this case a powertrain that is very complex for the series of connections that you have between wiring harness, cables, pipes, and grommets. And you can see that the simulation, by the way, is really real time, so it's not accelerating the video at all. And thus, you can see all the effect that you can immediately evaluate, like interference, tolerances, envelopes, and so on. So the evaluation is instant because of the real-time capability, and allowing then taking a decision almost very quick when you have to make a quick decision about that. Okay, IPS cable simulation is also used in hundreds of customers all around the world, and here you have just a selection of many of them. I will now move to the other part of the presentation addressed to our digital human model, and in particular, let's now move to the another challenges in the manufacturing industry related to the manual work. Due to the high amount of manual work tasks in industry, ergonomic assessment and optimized working space is needed to achieve regulation constraint required by law and increase productivity with guarantee of high product quality. Usage of physical prototype is becoming obsolete and expensive, slowly, and only minor modifications are possible. Then there is the demand to include humans in the simulation process. A digital human model included into the simulation process allows several things, like, for example, predicting human motion and behavior, analyzing reachability, visibility, and assemblability under economic aspects already in early design phase. Aim is indeed to also consider the environment, so it means the working location where the worker is placed, through the cloud data point acquisition. Ergonomic workplace layout, cost and time saving, and confidence in the quality of the process are the main achievement in the usage of IPS IMA. I would like to even give you some videos, just 2 videos, so that you can understand how it is even used in this tool, because we have an automatic generation of the mannequin family of the digital human body, and indeed you can create very easily even the envelope occupied not only by the human but also by the components that are moving in the space. It becomes therefore quite easy to understand, depending on the percentile evaluation of the single worker, which is the possibility of reaching certain position or not, and what does mean in terms of stress by the point of view of the ergonomic position. This is another example, very clear, where you can see it's a very strange position when it is an access that is absolutely not easy for such a kind of worker that is very tall. And of course, depending on the layout, it will be very easy to optimize the solution and minimize consequently the effects of the ergonomic problems. As a summary, thinking to the full vehicle development process, IPS can be considered as an instant decision platform because of its real-time functionality. It allows even full digital validation without the need of any prototype because of its physical behavior. And it allows to save more than 70% of time and consuming in the development, proven by many customers. Thank you for your attention, and here you have my direct contact. However, for further detail on our portfolio solution, let's have a visit to our website, where you will find many other information. Thank you. I will then move to the list of questions, if any. Okay, I see that there are no questions. I repeat, I thank you very much for your attention, and let's have a look to our website for more information. Thank you and goodbye.
FlagMS is a company working in automotive and industrial field, and we work mainly in the component development for what concerns the automotive activities, and our effort is highly devoted to vehicle electrification. So the vehicle component our main task. For what concerns industrial application, we also develop system to assemble and test component such as battery pack, inverter, battery modules, DC-DC, and other components that are inside an electric vehicle. The activity focus of FlagMS are R&D, engineering. We also manage the component integration inside the system, and we also work for the component industrialization because we since we have a deep knowledge of some components, we are also able to make the so-called design for manufacturing activity in order to make that component available for large-scale production. If we consider a scheme of a power of an electric vehicle powertrain, the main components such as battery pack, BMS, inverter, high voltage DC-DC, and onboard charger are all components that FlagMS can handle. Some components can be used as a off-the-shelf component for vehicle integration. Some other components, like battery pack, inverter, DC-DC, and battery charger, can be also fully designed. In the last year, so starting from the beginning of 2021, we started the design of a new product for what concerns battery pack and inverter, that are components that we already worked in the past. And also we start new activities on two new components that we are less experienced with respect to battery pack and inverter, that are onboard charger and high voltage DC-DC. If we talk about battery pack, for instance, we can design completely this component starting from the cell selection. So starting from the requirement of our customer, we can select the best cell that can fit the application requirement. We start with the electrical, mechanical, thermal, and electronic design. We also develop all the prototypes that need to perform the component development, and at the end we also manage the vehicle integration if it is requested. Internally, we have also some equipment able to that allows us to perform a validation test of battery pack, battery modules, battery cell, and also for what concerns the BMS validation, because FlagMS has its own BMS. For what concerns the inverter, we work on a high voltage inverter, mainly for traction application, and we work on the design, on the whole design of the component. So starting from the selection of the best power device for the application, so IGBT, SiC or GaN, up to the design of the control board, the software, high level and low level software inside the inverter, the motor control strategy, and the mechanical and thermal design of the component. Also in this case, we have some equipment that allow us to test and validate our product. Besides of electric powertrain component development, we also work on other actuators that are on board in a vehicle. For instance, spark lock, automatic door handle, tailgate, height adjuster actuators, all actuator or mechatronic system that have been worked on in the last year. So we can work on this component at different level. Sometimes we work on a concept development level. Sometimes we work on the optimization of the driving software, or sometimes we follow the manufacture for design for manufacture for the components that will be produced in large scale. Okay, at the beginning we said that we also make some activity in the industrial field, and for what concern our activities in industrial field, we work on the development of system that can be used to assemble component or to test it. So our service is devoted to is mainly devoted to the component that are on board in an electric vehicle. So we talk always of inverter and battery pack, and we can design and provide our customer with the test bench and station of serious production line to assemble and test this component. Okay, here just an overview with some picture of the activity performed in the last year. So with some small series production of ECU, with the battery pack, battery modules, some electronic board, our BMS, some vehicle developed as a one-off car. Okay, here our contacts. Please, if you have any request, contact us or have a look on our website to have further information. If you have any question, I'm free to answer. Okay, it seems that there are no questions for this moment. So thank you so much for your attention, and I'm glad to receive your request, or if you want to contact us for any information about our activities, I will answer to you. Okay, bye.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tommaso Maggi. I'm a mechanical engineer and the CEO of GEDITRUS. Today, I'm going to present our company. Nowadays, the electric vehicle market requests geometries more and more optimized and lighter materials. For these reasons, it is necessary to put particular attention on the dynamic overloads. Besides, due to the fact that the electric vehicle does not have the combustion motor, the gearbox noise is not covered anymore, and NVH simulation becomes fundamental. Thanks to this kind of analysis, it is possible to find out the critical frequencies that generate noise, vibration, and harshness. First on the gearbox and then on the cabin of the vehicle. GEDITRUS is a startup born in the Mechanical and Aerospace Department of Politecnico di Torino. It offers innovative solutions for the smart design of mechanical components with a particular focus on gearboxes and powertrains. The startup is a Politecnico di Torino spin-off, and it is a licensee of one of its patents invented by the partners. The company has recently filed another patent that contains an innovative methodology to predict the dynamic and NVH behavior in gearboxes. The target of GEDITRUS is to avoid situations like the one displayed in this photo. Here we can see a premature failure of an industrial gearbox that led to an unexpected machine breakdown. A company in the mining field commissioned us to understand the causes of the failure. At the end, using our tools, we found out that the breakdown occurred because of a wrong engagement of the teeth due to mounting errors and shaft misalignments. The main product of GEDITRUS is an innovative software that permits to design a mechanical transmission in a fast, intuitive, and efficient way. In fact, starting from few constraints parameters defined by the user, such as the torque to transmit, motor speed, and clearances, it is possible to obtain the best solution of the optimized transmission. The software is based on two main tools: GearDraft, that defines the macro layout and generates a first attempt of the CAD/FEM, and OptiMicro, that optimizes the transmission following different target functions defined by the user. These two images represent an example of the software output, which is the pressure distribution along the tooth flank on the previous analyzed example, and how the situation was improved, applying a micro geometry profile modification on the teeth. Thanks to that, it was possible to reduce the peak pressure at the beginning and at the end of the engagement and obtain a uniform pressure distribution during the teeth meshing. In this way, transmission early failures and machine breakdowns could be avoided. Our business model is divided into two main veins. For the largest enterprises, the target is to directly sell the software using annual licenses and to develop dedicated interfaces modeled by the customer needs. For the small and medium enterprises, the sales channel would be a software distributor. And the idea is to implement the software in a cloud architecture. In this way, the small companies and the small design offices that cannot afford an annual license could perform the single analysis by remote. GEDITRUS offers extra services, such as the possibility to develop customized tools in order to satisfy specific customer needs. In the image at the top, it is shown as a tool developed by GEDITRUS for a company that produces gears and mechanical transmission. Besides, for the most demanding clients that want experimental gear characterization, the company provides a test bench entirely designed by the team and the possibility to share the knowledge, becoming a partner for the design of new experimental test benches. In addition, GEDITRUS offers consulting in mechanical component design, structural dynamics, and failure analysis. GEDITRUS also deals with the gearbox predictive maintenance. In this slide, it is represented a scheme of an industrial gearbox. Through the installation of several sensors, such as thermocouples, accelerometers, torque meters, and proximity sensor, it is possible to predict the proper functioning and avoid long machine stops. The utilization of this sensor could be implemented in the context of Industry 4.0, data analysis and cloud computing. So why choose GediTrust? The GediTrust software implements an advanced dynamic model that allows to reduce drastically the computational time from months to hours. In this way, it is possible to insert during the design phase also a dynamic validation and obtain an optimized powertrain with a longer durability and lower time to market. Moreover, through the use of the software, the critical working frequencies are avoided and predictive maintenance could be set up. Thanks to the internal development of the software and to the numerous partnerships with important leader companies in the mechanical transmission field, the team has developed a high know-how that makes the startup a unique reality in Italy. The ambition of the team is to become a reference point for the design and validation of high-performance mechanical components in Italy. Actually, the main team is composed by 4 people: me, Tommaso Maggi, I work in sales and organization, Fabio Bruzzone, that is the chief R&D and software engineer, Claudio Marcellini, the technical manager, and finally, the Politecnico di Torino associate professor Carlo Rosso, that is the scientific advisor of the company. I finished my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any question, I'll be glad to answer you. Okay, there are no questions. Thank you very much for your attention. If you want to follow us, we are on LinkedIn. Our website is www.geditrust.com. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sharing my screen. Hope you can see. Okay. In Mat3D, we formulate and manufacture on-demand 3D printing materials for bespoke applications in multiple industries at the right cost. In many industries, there are two problems they have to solve today. The first one is that some materials they use are too expensive, and the second one is that the materials they use don't have the features they need in their manufacturing processes. To give an example, Airbus want to build the first zero-emission climate-neutral aircraft by 2035, and the weight is one of the key points. Every 1 kilo saved prevents 25 tons of CO2 emissions. And with 3D printing, you can save 55% of that weight. That's why in 2017, we founded Mat3D to develop a platform of on-demand 3D printing resin-based polymeric materials for SLA, DLP, LCD, available in any 3D industrial machines you can have today in the market and cheaper than the actual ones. To give you an overview of some application, you can have transparent resin to use in machine for packaging or in beauty packaging, or a flexible resins for medical devices, or high temperature resins to make mold for injection molding. This is the 4 main products we have today, and as I told you, we can develop a platform within these four resins. The first one is the high temperatures one. We can use it until 158 degrees, and we can fill. That's why we use the platform. We can fill with different nanoparticles to obtain more feature the end users need in their application, not only in prototype, but for final application, final end users. The 3D cast resins is for jewelry and dental parts, or the 3D Plus, it's for mechanical industries, and we can also fill this kind of resin with different materials, nanotubes or graphene, to toughness and magnetite for ferromagnetic application, or the Flexa, as I told you, for example, for weldable components or in the biomedical sectors. This is our four first resins, and we have filed 3 patents today. Why we are able to do this? Because in Mat3D, we have a strong expertise in industry and in 3D printing environment, but also in chemical and in material science. The team leaders, the co-founders, belong from the academic environment. Federica Bondioli and Massimo Messori are today full professors in Polytechnic of Turin, and Giampaolo belong to the business environment. At the beginning, Federica and Massimo were in University of Parma and University of Modena and Reggio Emilia, and so Mat3D is also a spin-off, an inter-university, a joint spin-off from this kind of universities. What we do until now, in the last 3 years, in the last 4 years, we successfully passed, we successfully completely proof of concept within the high temperature resins in 3 different sectors, thanks to the Progress Tech Transfer Fund. We have so far some revenues thanks to our first 2 customers in 2 different fields. And by the end of this year, we have 5 POCs under development, 1 in the defense sectors. We are also so proud to be ranked and awarded at, as you can see. And our target goal in the next 5 years is 8.5 million euros globally in the segment of the plastic 3D printing market. Please note that the 3D printing overall market is projected 25.2 billion by 2025. Compared to the 3D printing big players from US, typically 3D System and Stratasys in the market from 40 years, or other startups like Nexa 3D from US, or Cubicure from Austria, or Piopoly from Hong Kong, we are the only one focused both on-demand performance materials and cost-effectiveness. As you know, DSM Somos today, Covestro, is the worldwide monopolistic suppliers of material, but they don't care about the price. They are not specialized as Map3D in this kind of on-demand performance. That's why we are available to keep in contact with any end users, and this is my email and the website. Thank you. If there are no questions, thanks for your attention, and let's keep in touch with Map3D. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Giuseppe Faranda from DriveSec, and I will start with a brief introduction of the company. DriveSec is a company founded in 2017, and we are two co-founders coming from the automotive space, and we care about the cybersecurity of Internet of Things components. So everything that is part of the Internet of Things environments require protection and require a high level of security to allow a smooth development of the digital ecosystems, and we care of everything that can support the design of a secure system. So we do products and services that are connected with the design, assessment of the potential risk, hardening of software and hardware of the devices connected to the internet. And we support also the validation and verification of the cybersecurity components of those devices. With respect to other cybersecurity company, we are very focalized on cyber physical systems. So we don't look at IoT traditional and IT traditional markets, but we are very much concentrated on those kind of devices. Our space, as I tell today, is the automotive industry 4.0, including with these manufacturing systems, home automation, IoT, drones, and everything that is an embedded device that can be connected to some internet backend system. We start from the fact that today there is no much security into the IoT space, but there is an increase of awareness about the problem that this lack of security may cause. And so there is a lot of organization, and all the region and countries today are developing regulation about the introduction of cybersecurity rules into the space, including Cybersecurity Act from European Union, Regulation 155 cybersecurity in the automotive space, and a regulation in United States and China. So we expect that will be an increasing demand of cybersecurity countermeasure assessment and validation in this space in the near future. We are very much concentrated on the validation part of the requirements, and we have developed a platform that we name YOCCI, IoT Cybersecurity, whose aim is to verify and support the testing and the assessment of the level of security of IoT systems. This is a platform that is under patenting process. The point of view is that you need to validate systems before you put this in production to verify if the countermeasure that you have put in place to make it more secure are successful or well designed and are sufficient to protect your system from external attack and from cyber attackers. So we expect, as I say, that there will be an increasing demand in the penetration and vulnerability testing. We all know that today to test such systems, the unique way is to ship this product to a company or to individuals that can make this testing when they receive the parts. And so there is a lot of issues connected with logistic, the issue connected with the fact that products and the quality of the penetration test need to be certified, and the system today are not tested into a real environment. So what the YOCCI platform does is to allow remotization of IoT components in a way that they can be tested from remote and from attacker. So our platform is made of two components, one box that we deliver to the customer, and this box is equipped with a number of interfaces that allow the connection of IoT systems to our platform. Then this box connects to a platform that is in the cloud, and allow the interface in a secure manner of cyber attacker to the platform, in a way that the cyber attacker can test a device that can be an automotive device, and home controlling device, a manufacturing system, a robot, or any other type of device from remote. And this test can be done allowing a safe interaction between the cyber researcher who has to perform the validation and the testing of the platform to the device that need to be tested. Advantage of this model includes the fact that the systems is tested in the customer premise, meaning in the real environment where the system will be used at the end. Penetration test can be qualified and tested to the logging of the session and the operation that has been executed to the penetration test, the vulnerability assessment of the security feature of the systems. And the other major advantage is that using a remotization box, you can think to anticipate as much as possible the test of the cybersecurity requirements, and not waiting till the moment in which the system is ready for production. So at the very end of the security process. This is our platform change completely the way in which cybersecurity is verified in the IoT systems, and reduce the time between the moment in which an OEM want to test the system, the time in which the cybersecurity requirements are tested. And this is made all with safe and secure, in a safe and secure environment that allows this remotization process. So this is all on our side. Any question? Okay, thanks for attending the meeting today. You can find ourselves on www.drivesec.com. Thanks.
Hi, good afternoon to everybody. I try to share the screen. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. Okay, I try to explain our company. So in our company is EIT, and we produce e-bike. And if I can share my screen, I can give you some picture of our company. I don't know why. don't you can see. Si vede? Non si vede. I try again, sorry. Share. Datemi il segnale se si vede, per favore. Oh. Okay, I think now is okay. Okay. Okay, sorry for the technical problem. So we produce e-bike. I try to recover the time. So our pillars are know-how, innovation, flexibility, and development. And our company is a bike green factory. And we start with the innovation startup in 2015. And our main focus was circular economy. So we produce innovative product and application with recycled aluminum and other material. Our focus and target is to have a green industrial district for innovative and recyclable e-bike. We want to do Italian. We have an integrated process. And we want to be a leader in our production. The three main points are circular economy, as I told before, the quality with the traceability system and the integrated 4.0 system, and verticalization. This point is the most important. So we produce in our company frames and all the components for e-bike. So you can see in this picture our factory, and we have the assembly line, and you can see in the right picture our warehouse. We have 3 integrated business units, the manufacturing, the in and out, and the assembly line. In the manufacturing, we produce by robot welding, we produce aluminum frame, the battery case, forks, basket, handlebars, mud guards, cover, and so on. So all components for e-bike. We have on the in and out, we have a specific battery storage. We can customize Asian parts. We can distribute warehouse and packaging for a bike. And at the end, the last business unit is assembly line, where we assemble the bike, where we assemble some special mini bike, and we can do a final check with the internal circuit, and we can have a traceability for any single bike and critical components. So the 3 business units can work together. At the end, we can produce the complete e-bike. Or they can, this business unit can serve the market independently, and so it can supply to the customer frames or battery case, and in and out we can just do a warehouse advanced for customer, or in the assembly line we can just produce assembly bike for customer. So on the traceability system, we have a dedicated system. We can mark chassis, components, and we can have an old history of each individual bike. So it's possible by part number with serial number to know all the history of the bike. This is our flagship product. So we produce the lighter frame in the world, 1.4 kilos. And with this frame, we win the World Championship in China. So this is some product, some example of our product. And our organization is by many teams that work together in the collaborative orbits. And this is our factory. On the picture you can see we have a 10,000 meters square where we have all the process internally, so machining, manufacturing, welding, and the final assembly. Sorry for my presentation was a little bit difficult by technical problems for the presentation, but anyway, I thank you very much for your time and for your attention. Thanks a lot.
Hello, hi everyone. This is Dario Catanese from PM Factory, and I will give you a brief presentation of our activities. And let's find it more. Let me know if you can see the presentation now, because I cannot see it. That's lost. Does it work now? Okay, I'm not sure if it's working, and I'm just okay. Let me see. Okay, so sorry about that. I don't know why it's not going. So anyway, we started our activities in 2018, and our target is to provide support to industrial companies, mainly mechanical industry, starting from design and going through the full process of development till industrialization. And so we can do activities that are in the area of style, design, and engineering, simulation. We have some operation in the metrology area, and we can do 3D printing. We have also developed a new technology that is friction steel welding, that is particularly interesting right now for e-mobility components. Plus, we have an area for training. And in terms of software, we have a suite regarding Adobe for the style. We use mainly SolidWorks, but we can use other software based on customer request. And we have the full ANSYS workbench to do all the simulation. In terms of partnership, we are small companies, and we do believe in network. So we work with other companies that are in this region, and also outside of the Emilia-Romagna region, with some university that you can see in this slide. We are also part of Confindustria and Anfia and cluster mechatronic motoristic of Emilia-Romagna. So the activities we can do, as I was saying, are like style, as you can see in this picture. So we can start even from benchmarking components and make some sketch plus design, till defining surfaces till class A, where it's required, for instance, in the automotive sector. Then for sure we can design the components, and we are an integrator of engineering competencies, and we can design single components or machine, as you can see here. And currently we are designing a new machine and a new electric scooter. And we can do simulation activities thanks to ANSYS and some cooperation we have, so we can work on either structural or computational fluid dynamics, and recently also on composites. On that I'll have a slide later on, hopefully it's going to work. We have a cooperation with Anchors in Torino to perform all the activities that are related to vehicle engineering, particularly body in white or chassis, plus a cooperation with NICE in Bologna that is specialized on fluid dynamics, and particularly with whatever is required for engine simulation or fuel injection simulation. And some activities for sure starting due to the interest that is increasing in the electric area. We perform some activities regarding, for instance, battery cooling or battery ventilation, or assessing which is the temperature of the scheme for the electronic components, and this is an area that is increasing more and more. And these are also some other examples of structural activities that we recently performed. And we have a small area in which we can play, thanks to a scanner and some other instrument. We can do quality inspection or quality control. We can do also reverse engineering. So starting from a physical part, we can reverse it to a complete CAD model. Recently, we started to distribute BigRep machine. BigRep is a German manufacturer that is focused on big format, so they can print till 1 meter, a cubic meter, and plus a company that is from Finland that is manufacturing and is specialized on thermoplastic material with high performances like PIC Ultem. And moreover, we started also cooperation on friction stir welding that is becoming an interesting technology to weld aluminum parts, particularly for the e-mobility components. And then we have also a small academy in which we develop training course for our customers. And in terms of customers, we are currently a registered supplier of companies like Ferrari or Ducati or Marelli, and so we are playing in the automotive sector, but more in general in the mechanical industry. Briefly, some use cases. This is an activity we performed together with the University of Modena and the University of Naples, and we did a simulation of a brand new patent for an alternative hybrid system, and so we use Simulink to simulate all the behavior and see which are the advantages of this system. And we also did a simulation, for instance, on an hybrid powertrain, where this activity was more, let me say, structural, to see if there were any issues. And and just recently we started also to investigate composite materials. As everyone knows, making carbon fiber and composite material is a time-consuming process, and thanks to the simulation, it's possible to investigate which are the deviation and deformation of the parts. So thanks to this program, we can see how we can tune up the tooling and avoid the deformation. And so this is really important to get the right result, reducing time over development. And so that's briefly. Here you can find my contacts. And okay, I don't know if there are questions. Okay, thanks everyone for your time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Okay, good morning. Can you hear me? Can you see my screen? Perfect. Okay, so good morning, everyone. My name is Nicolas, and I have the pleasure today to present to you Proudent. So to give you some context, I want you to picture yourself here in the middle of the traffic. You're probably stuck, you're running late for a meeting, and you see that all the cars start moving except the car in front of you. Then you feel desperate and you start wondering what's happening here. And you see that that person is distracted, is sending messages, is uploading stories to Instagram, or who knows, but is distracted. And it may not seem that serious, but what happens is if this person causes an accident, then there are life losses, injuries, and of course, economical losses. So it's a problem. And to give you some idea, the first cause of car accidents is actually distraction. And you can get distracted by many things, but one of the most critical things right now is the use of smartphones. And statistics confirm it. So there has been an increase of phone misusage during the recent years. And in Italy, most people confirm that they use the phone while driving. It doesn't cause only injuries, it also causes maintenance costs and insurance cost increases. So it's a problem, and we want to solve it. But the conventional way is just to apply fines, but people pay the fine and they will do it again the next day. So the approach here should be different. And with Proudent, we want to go for the positive communication. So with Proudent, what we want to do is to stimulate people to use the smartphone consciously and improve the behavior. How do we do it? First of all, Proudent is going to work as a mobile app, and it will reward the good driving behavior. And how do we do it? So first of all, we collect the driving behavior info through some parameters that are available in the trips of each user. And then we leverage a gamification system in order to engage the user into using our service. So for this, we have developed a very easy to use, a very effective interface. And we have been working very hard on optimizing the experience, the user experience. So one of the most important things is that we are hardware free. We don't need any additional hardware installed in the vehicle, so it means it will work only based on the phone. And plus the application will launch itself automatically when it detects the movement. So the parameters that we are going to work with are going to be collected by the phone sensors. There are speed, distance, weather, and some others. And these parameters are then collected, analyzed, and then summarized in a driving style report. So this report will reflect the driving behavior of the person. And then with these results, the user will be able to access to a series of benefits. Now, I present to you the team that is working on this promising project. This project was born in the University of Modena in Reggio Emilia. And well, we are very interdisciplinary. We are engineers, are Francesco, Eduardo, and me, and we work on the project development. Aurora she works in the legal department, Sara in the economics and finances, Jessica and Irene in the user experience, user interface design, plus David and Daniele work on the development of the algorithm. Now, the market that we took as a reference is the total European market for insurance. And of course, we are going to focus on the Italian market. Then the share that we aim to reach, after some calculations, we have estimated our revenue after the fourth year of 1.6 million euros. And the strategy to reach this market is basically based on a mass marketing campaign, using also social media and leveraging all the channels that our partners will have available from the day zero. Our competitors, usually some of them use black boxes as hardware installed in the vehicle, but the thing is that this is kind of hostile with the user. It's invasive. So where we want to position Proudent is here. So we want to focus on the user experience, but using also artificial intelligence and machine learning to increase the accuracy of our data. The added values are, first of all, the gamification system with rankings and positive reinforcement, also the possibility to access to coupons and insurance discounts, and also if the user wants, they can redeem their points in charity and personal growth. It's a multi-sided business in the sense that we offer a free version of the app. So in that case, the stream, the revenue streams are coming from the partners that are going to be benefiting from our service as insurance companies, fleets, and couponing companies. Then Proudent, the idea is to act like a connection between the companies and the users to allow an exchange of this driving data in exchange of the coupons and different other benefits for the users. And in this exchange, the idea is to have a transaction fee that is going to go to Proudent. So our roadmap starts this year with the launch of Proudent. We already have a working prototype. It's under test right now. We are willing to share it with you. In next year, we plan to add some premium services and to be available under subscription. Then in 2023, we plan to enter the international market. And from 2024, we expect to have the total integration with artificial intelligence and machine learning to enhance this the data accuracy. So we invite you to download the app on this QR code. You can install it. Right now it's only available for Android, but we're working on the iOS version. And you can try it. There are some instructions there. And please give us some feedback on this email. And well, to conclude, I just invite you to be proud to be prudent. Thank you very much. Please let us know with your questions. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Good afternoon to everybody. I hope you can see my screen, my presentation. So my name is Manuel Favaron, and today I'm presenting our business idea, We Care. But before that, let me ask you a couple of questions. Did you use a taxi or a shared vehicle during the last year? Have you ever wondered who was sitting there before you, or if the vehicle had been sanitized or not? We have. So let me introduce you our business idea, namely We Care. First, I want to start with a survey. conducted by us on more than 1,600 respondents and across more than 50 Italian cities, showing clearly that almost every user is worried about sanitization during their travels, especially those involved shared mobility. But the number of respondents of our survey is just a small portion of our targeted market. Counting the number of car-sharing, ride-hailing, and taxi users, only in Italy, we reach almost 8 million with a continuous growth rate. And as we all know, sanitization is a problem of today. However, according to multiple studies, it will be present also in the future, where a higher level of sanitization will be required by regulations because the risk of even more dangerous viruses is very high. Unfortunately, we already experience this with the mutations and variants of the current virus. So the need that WeCare satisfies is the ride-by-ride sanitization of shared vehicles. Let's see how. We developed a perfectly suitable sanitizing machine for cars' interiors. With this new technology, we provide a fine mist in the environment to eliminate viruses and bacteria from both air and surfaces. The sanitization process is ride by ride in order to guarantee a safe environment for every customer. Let's see our key features. It is fast and automatic, so it starts right after the user leaves the car, and the sanitization cycle requires less than 3 minutes. However, our product will be optimized to fulfill the need of each vehicle specifically based on their volume. The chemical compound that we selected is efficient but not harmful, so it kills all the viruses and bacteria, while it is absolutely not dangerous for human health, moreover avoids corrosion issues. And last but not least, it is eco-friendly and sustainable. And these key parameters have been optimized according to multiple interviews and surveys with our possible partners and customers. And I would like to highlight that these characteristics are not available, at least not altogether, in any of the products on the market. But let me explain you this better with the following chart about our competitors. There exists UVC sanitization, ozone generators, simple air purifiers, and on-demand cleaning services. But this comparison confirms that WeCare is the best available solution. And to maintain our competitive advantage, we are working on a patent application as well. Let's see our business model. WeCare will deliver not only the sanitizing machine, but the chemical compound as well, according to the customer need and based on a subscription plan. And for what concerns to the machine, we aim to find a leasing company support our early phases more than direct selling. Observing the market value, it is clear that only car sharing is worth 1 billion euros only in Italy, and it has a more than 5% compound annual growth rate. As a first goal, we target not only the car sharing and taxi market, but driving schools and other fleets as well. However, with the second, enhanced product, we aim to reach the ambulance vehicles, and as you may imagine, our scope can be widened to the public transportation sector as well. And let's see our financial results as well as our needs. Specifically, we need 60,000 euros for our pilot project and another 150,000 to enter the Italian market. And based on our calculations, we will reach our break-even point and our monetary balance in 2023. And by 2024, we are aiming to internalize the most crucial aspects of production, which will obviously require a third investment round. Let's analyze a roadmap, which is divided into 4 main phases. Soon, we are ending our so-called phase 0, where we finalized our first prototype and our business model. We will step into phase 1, the proof of concept phase, launching a pilot project involving an Italian partner company And as I previously mentioned, we will apply for the patent. Then by 2022, we aim to roll out and target the northern Italian market with our first commercial product. In the end, by 2023, we aim to scale up and we aim to target the total Italian market while developing a second product for the ambulance vehicles. And this is our team. Our greatest asset is our multidisciplinary background. There is Vittorio with economics background, responsible for business planning and communication. We have two innovation designers, Francesca and Gabriele, with valuable experience in project development, while we are 4 engineers, Riccardo, Simona, Mario, and me, Manuel, as well, responsible for the product development as well as for patenting. Thank you for your attention, and feel free to contact us with any question or curiosity. I would like to say goodbye with the following video that demonstrates the result of our prototype working for only 3 minutes. Thank you very much.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alessio Romito, president and one of the founders of Alma Corse, and it's my pleasure to introduce to you to our team today. Alma Corse is a not-for-profit racing team, and our goal is to democratize motorsport. Today, I will walk you through what does that mean and what are our plans for the future, and basically, make sure that you understand what our values are, what do we stand for. Our mission is to make motorsport professional motorsport, more accessible to everyone. By that, we mean that we want to create additional opportunities for talented drivers and young professionals to get their foot in the door of motorsport. We know that it's not easy. It's a small niche, and we want to play our small part in that to make it happen. This mission is articulated across 4 pillars. The first one is to create career opportunities, as mentioned, not only for drivers, but also for the staff of the team. We believe it's equally important that we do for both sides of the coin. The second is to bridge the gap between digital and real motorsports. We mean to leverage sim racing and online competition, esport competition, to make sure that we allow the best talent to come through the ranks, since sim racing lowers the barrier as much as possible as compared to even this cheaper way of doing motorsport. And then the last 2 points go together in the mission of the team of making sure that, whatever we do, we always keep in mind the Sustainable Development Goals from the United Nations. And that's why number 3, you can see there, race sustainably, try and do our part to accelerate the electrification of Formula Series. And then last but not least, the point that is most dear to us is how can we play a part in increased diversity in motorsport? And not only on the gender side of it, but also on the ethnic backgrounds. We know that there are underrepresented categories in motorsports. Some of the international institutions like the FIA, Formula One have been doing incredible work, but we believe it's also our part to do. We have a part to play in grassroots motorsport to make sure that we can increase diversity, not only with big initiatives, but also with smaller ones like ours. Let me give you an overview of how the racing team operates, and will operate every year. As I mentioned, we want to leverage sim racing to create a pathway to real racing. And this will work in a cycle that starts with an esports season, so with a sim racing competition, which will have a low paid entry fee. We will then select the top 5 drivers from this esports season. Among these top 5 drivers, there will be a slot reserved for a woman and a slot reserved from a person who doesn't have a white heritage or comes from a different ethnicity, an underrepresented category. And then we take these 5 people, and we would love to invite them to a test with the real car, real world machinery, and make sure that, once we get there, gloves are off. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what gender you identify with. What will count is race pace, racecraft, physical and mental fitness. And out of that test, we will actually then select a driver, which we will continue to prepare both physically and mentally to then compete in a real world race series. Now, as you can imagine, that last bit will heavily depend on the amount of funding that we will receive. Our minimum viable product is to compete in at least a weekend, in a race weekend, with an existing team at the moment, as we build up funding, as we build up experience and facilities to eventually create our own racing team in the future. We have completed a market survey across sim racing enthusiasts, and we've seen that, of course, there is a lot of interest in competing in this sort of initiative, also a high commitment to a longer championship, and a serious willingness to pay to enter this type of competition. So we're fairly certain that with the right people in the team and with the right companies to support us, we can pull it off and we can create something meaningful for years to come. Of course, if we are not essentially engaging with paid drivers who fund the team, where does the money come from? We identified 3 revenue streams. The first one we already touched upon, with a low entry fee to participate in the esports season. Then we want to have a second pillar, which is fan engagement, digital content creation through the broadcasting of the races, to creating behind the scenes content, and so that you can witness how a racing team is born out of passion and out of love for motorsport and the people who work in the team. And then the third is through corporate sponsorships. We aim at connecting with companies that identify with our values and principles, that want to connect with our audience, that also, they can we can be a channel that does not only give a logo on a car, but much more than that, through our wider array of activities and our wider audience and wider presence and more frequent presence through online activities, and not just race weekends. In terms of sustainability, we have established contacts to race in a new electric Formula 4 series based in Belgium called the ERA Championship. We have contacts with the guys over there. They're fantastic people to work with. We believe this might be a massive opportunity with a Formula 4 chassis powered by an electric powertrain. We're trying to raise the necessary amount of money necessary to compete in that championship, or even in the driver bootcamp, which will also be featured on Amazon Prime Video over the course of winter 2021 and summer 2022. When we talk about diversity in motorsport as well, I want to touch upon that again, because for us it's incredibly important. We want to create opportunities for underrepresented categories in motorsport. It has been traditionally a sport for rich white men, and that's why, you know, we want to create additional opportunities for everyone else who's not a rich white man. So we believe that sim racing is an incredible opportunity, since it lowers the barriers of entry as much as possible, also financially. So the lower the financial barrier, the higher the amount of people who can compete, and therefore the higher talent pool that we can tap into. Our plan is articulated at the moment across 1 year, as I mentioned, a cycle. We have just completed our pre-season. Last Sunday, we had the final race. And this was an important test bed for us, you know, to gain experience with running an online competition. That's been a fantastic experience. We will launch our crowdfunding very soon over the summer of 2021. And then in autumn, we will have the esports season. And then across winter and spring 2022, the driver selection event, the preparation, and then eventually a race weekend. Talking about diversity is also an important aspect of how we, we assembled the team. We have 2 marketing students with Carla and Amelia, fantastic people to work with. We have Giacomo, who is our sporting director, who also has done the path from sim racing to real racing. He was a finalist from the Italian side to the GT Academy in 2008, 2010. Then he went on to a successful rallying career with ACI Team Italia. We have Tarek, who has been a successful startup person in Silicon Valley, and then finally myself with consulting experience and digital experience, and soon motorsport experience as well. So we would love for you to get involved, to join our mission to make motorsport more accessible to everyone. It doesn't matter if you're a driver that wants to get a foot in the door in motorsport, a motorsport fan who, this can resonate with, and you want to play an active role in a new type of racing team. So please, get involved, talk to us, join our community. Or if you're a company who wants to communicate to an audience which shares our values and principles, who wants to get involved in digital side, on sim racing, even more, we would love to get in touch with you. We would love to talk to you. Please get in touch through email or to our website or Discord. We'll be happy to connect with you. So this has been a pleasure to be with you today. If there are questions, happy to take them. Excellent. So it doesn't look like that. So thank you, everyone, for attending. Thank you, Julia, for the backstage work. And I hope to see you soon on track. Goodbye, everyone.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Veronica, I'm designer at Q Controls, and today I'm here to represent the company and tell you a bit more about it. hope you can see my screen. Okay. So Cube Controls was born in 2016 from the idea of the founders, who are Fabio Roberto Soggiu and Massimo Cubeddu, of making professional steering wheels for sim racing. And today we're able to make hundreds of steering wheels per month thanks to the 16 people who joined our team over the last year. Since we started in 2016, today we are proud to say that today Cube Controls has prestigious partnership with some of the most important racing drivers like Nestor Bebo Girolami, Esteban Guerreri, the Brazilian Augusto Farfus, Lando Norris, and Eduardo and Rubens Barrichello. So when everything started in 2016, Fabio and Massimo, they both realized that all the products they were available on the market 4 or 5 years ago, they didn't really stand out in terms of quality and design. So this is the main reason why Fabio and Massimo just created their own products and they raised the bar. So today we dedicate a lot of time in research and development of the ergonomy of each part of our steering wheels to guarantee the best experience to our sim racer. And our products, I have one of our top selling here, the CSX2, are all made by high quality materials and a very sophisticated electronic, because we really want to guarantee, the best experience to our sim racers. So as you can see, we are in a good company in the business, but we can safely say that Cube Controls found the best balance between quality and price. And our business is mostly based on a direct selling to resellers and consumers through our website, which is cubecontrols.com. So there you can find the whole collection. And you can see the Formula steering wheels and the GT steering wheels, which are the exact replica of the real one. So with our Cube Control steering wheels, you can have a proper experience. So as you can see from the scheme here, the global market in this business is growing very, very fast. So since 2019, the sim racing market just went over $1,516 million, and apparently is going much over the $4,000 million in 2026. And with Cube Controls, we are trying to become leader in the simulation market. And our goal is not being just in the simulation market with the steering wheels, but also, as I will show you in a minute, through our roadmap, we will try to get in the simulation flight simulator as well. I will come back for a sec. So our main target, as you can see, are professional training, which are professional drivers who use sim steering wheels to train, themselves. Then we have racing enthusiasts, who are people who really like racing, and they are approaching sim racing as an alternative to real motorsport, which is most expensive and also require a higher effort than sim racing itself. And then we have the game players who use sim racing on an amateur level for entertainment and leisure purposes. As you can see from the map, our sales are all over the world. So you can buy or you can find our steering wheels mostly everywhere, and we are really proud about that. So as I mentioned before, the business is growing very, very fast. And as you can see from the timeline, our revenue are also going very, very fast. And last year we touched the 2 million euros of revenue. So this is our roadmap, because what we would like to do is starting with the steering wheels, as I showed you before, but we really don't want to stop there. In fact, we are working on all the other stuff like pedals, accessories, apparel as well, on the structure of the simulator seat and other accessories as well, because we really want to give you guys a real experience of a real like motorsport, but I'd say at home. So we are also working on other products as well, and our main goal is to get to the simulation flight in 2023 with, you know, other component like cloche and pedals as well. And I'd like to introduce you also our amazing team, lovely people to work with. And I would also say all the engine is behind the scenes in Cube Controls, and they make our steering wheels real and ready to get your place. So this is everything. I hope you people will get in touch with us very soon, and I'll give you also our contacts, which is our website, cubecontrols.com, and also our email, hello@cubecontrols.com. Thank you. I don't know if you have any question. I'd like to take it. So thank you very much. It was an enormous pleasure for me to be here and represent Cube Controls. Thank you. Bye.